Immunology Insights, Basics and Beyond. Chapter 2. Organs of the immune system, bone marrow, thymus, spleen and lymph nodes. Marcello here. Welcome back to Immunology Insights, Basics and Beyond. In our last chapter, we explored the dynamic interplay between innate and adaptive immunity, the two pillars of our immune defense. Today, we are going to dive into the organs that are central to the function of the immune system. These organs serve as the production centers, training grounds, and battlefields for our immune cells. Especially bone marrow, thymus, spleen, and lymph nodes are of pivotal importance. Understanding these organs is crucial because there, the cells of our immune system are born, mature, and perform their vital tasks. So let's talk science. Let's start with the bone marrow, the birthplace of immune cells. Bone marrow is a spongy tissue found within the hollow centers of bones, primarily in hips, ribs, and femur. It's the birthplace of all blood cells, including the various cells of the immune system, of course. In the bone marrow, hematopoietic stem cells differentiate into two major lineages. The myeloid lineage produces cells like neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, monocytes, which then become the macrophages, and dendritic cells. The lymphoid lineage gives rise to the lymphocytes, including B cells, T cells, and also natural killer cells. The bone marrow serves as the first stage in the life cycle of immune cells. B cells in particular mature there before they enter the bloodstream, ready to perform their role in adaptive immunity. The ability of the bone marrow to constantly replenish our immune cells is vital, especially in the face of ongoing threats from infections and diseases. The health of the bone marrow is crucial for a functioning immune system. Conditions like leukemia, where the bone marrow produces abnormal blood cells, can severely compromise immunity. Similarly, treatments such as chemotherapy can damage the bone marrow, leading to immunosuppression. Understanding the central role of the bone marrow helps us appreciate the importance of protecting and monitoring this organ, especially in diseases like cancer. Next, we have the thymus, the training ground for T cells. The thymus is a small, butterfly-shaped organ located just above the heart and behind the sternum. While it's not as well known as the other organs, the thymus plays a critical role in developing a key component of the adaptive immune system, the T cells. T cells are named after the T in thymus because it is there that they mature and undergo selection. During their development, T cells are tested for their ability to distinguish between the body's own cells and foreign invaders. This process, known as thymic selection, ensures that only T cells that can accurately identify pathogens without attacking the body's own tissue are allowed to enter the bloodstream. The thymus is most active during childhood, when it is at its largest relative to the body size. As we age, the thymus gradually shrinks and becomes less active, a process known as involution. This reduction in thymic activity is one reason why the immune system tends to be weakened with age, leading to increased susceptibility to infections and a reduced response to vaccines. The role of the thymus underscores the importance of early life immune development. Disorders affecting the thymus, such as the DiGeorge syndrome, can lead to severe immunodeficiency due to the lack of functional T cells. Then we have the spleen, the immune system's blood filter. The spleen, located in the upper left part of the abdomen, just under the rib cage, serves as a blood filter and a key player in the immune response. It's often described as the largest lymphoid organ in the body and has distinct features compared to the lymph nodes. The spleen has two primary functions. First, filtering the blood. The spleen removes old or damaged red blood cells and platelets from the circulation. It also filters out pathogens, capturing them and presenting them to immune cells, particularly macrophages and dendritic cells, which then initiate an immune response. Second, immune surveillance. The spleen is rich in white blood cells, including lymphocytes and macrophages. When pathogens enter the bloodstream, the spleen acts as a first line of defense, capturing and processing these invaders. It also stores a reserve of monocytes, which can be rapidly deployed in response to infection or injury. Infections such as malaria or a general sepsis, where pathogens circulate in the bloodstream, highlight the spleen's critical role in immune surveillance, as it acts, for example, in these cases as an important filter for the blood, detecting and responding to foreign invaders while also recycling old or damaged red blood cells. Severe damage of the spleen, or even splenectomy, meaning the surgical removal of the spleen, can lead to an increased risk of infections, especially from encapsulated bacteria like Streptococcus. Here the spleen plays a key role in mounting an immune response against such pathogens, and its absence weakens the body's ability to fight these specific types of bacteria. This emphasizes the spleen's role in maintaining a robust immune defense. Last but not least, we have the lymph nodes, the immune system's meeting hubs. Lymph nodes are small bean-shaped structures distributed throughout the body along the lymphatic vessels. They act as filtration points for lymphatic fluid, which is a clear fluid that circulates through the lymphatic system, carrying immune cells, debris, and pathogens. Lymph nodes serve as meeting hubs, where immune cells communicate and coordinate their response to infections. When pathogens enter the body, they are transported to the nearest lymph node by antigen-presenting cells like dendritic cells. Here, they are presented to lymphocytes, T cells and B cells, which are activated if they recognize the pathogen. There are several key functions of the lymph nodes. First, filtration of the lymphatic fluids. Lymph nodes trap and destroy pathogens, preventing them from spreading throughout the body. Second, activation of adaptive immunity. When the pathogen is detected, lymph nodes become sites of intense immune activity, with lymphocytes proliferating and differentiating to mount a targeted response. And third, memory formation. After an infection, memory B and T cells are generated in lymph nodes, ensuring a faster and more effective response if the pathogen is encountered again. In this context, the swelling of lymph nodes, commonly referred to as swollen glands, is a typical sign of infection. It reflects the increased immune activity as lymphocytes proliferate to fight off the invading pathogen. As another example, lymphoma, a type of cancer that originates in the lymphatic system, highlights the importance of lymph nodes in maintaining the immune functions. In this disease, the uncontrolled growth of lymphocytes can lead to dysfunctional immune responses. To conclude, the bone marrow, thymus, spleen, and lymph nodes are essential organs of the immune system, each playing a distinct yet interconnected role in defending the body against disease. From the production and maturation of immune cells to their activation and deployment in response to infection, these organs form the structural and functional backbone of the immune system. In our next chapter, we will explore the concept of immune surveillance and homeostasis, delving into how the immune system constantly monitors the body for threats while maintaining balance to avoid unnecessary or harmful responses. Until then, remember that these organs often work silently and efficiently, are your body's constant guardians, and ensure your health and well-being. Before closing, I have a small request. If you enjoyed my content and want to hear more, like and subscribe. It's a small step for you, but it helps me a lot. So see you next time, and thank you for listening.